Hey everyone, this is Brandon with the Variety Sports Podcast. You are listening to the 7th Inning Stretch. Now to your hosts, Logan Stone and Josh Edwards.
One. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of 7th Inning Stretch. I'm trying to do that more often, but I sound stupid whenever I do it, so it's a double-edged sword right there. But anyways, my name is Logan Stone, and with me is my co-host, Josh Edwards, laughing his ass off at me. How are you doing, Josh?
I'm good, man. How you doing? Happy Easter.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, it is. I keep forgetting. You told me like 3 times today that it's Easter, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I forget. Anyways,
Well,
I'm
happy
I'm
Easter to you and all of our 5 to 10 listeners.
5 to 10 listeners. It's 5 to 10 listeners now, but tomorrow is gonna be 11. But yeah, so we're gonna be honest. After Friday's show, I was expecting to get fired a little bit. I was expecting Brandon, the CEO owner of uh, Variety, to be yelling at me, saying that Logan, you're dysfunctional, alcoholic, you have no friends, you'll never be loved, and all that stuff. But he didn't. And so I haven't prepared anything for this week or this episode, this Monday episode. So we're just gonna kind of talk some shit. I have about 2 topics I want to cover. He's got a couple of topics he kind of wants to cover. We're gonna look at some standings because he and I were just looking at it 5 seconds ago, and we are like, "Oh, well, that's crazy." Anyways, so yeah, I guess we can just go ahead and go with the standings right now, because a couple of things caught our eyes. Um, let's see. We'll start off with the AL East. New York Yankees are winning or have a 5-4, uh, or
five
actually,
five.
yeah, 5-5. Toronto is 5-4, or
6-4.
yeah, 6-4. Yeah, so I need to look up.
I got it in front of me. You want me to give you the rundown?
Yeah. You go ahead and do this one
All
so I can.
right. So in the American League East, the standings as of right now, and that's 10:15 Central Time on Sunday night of Easter, is Toronto is 6-4 with a 3 game with a 3 - 3 run differential, which I'm a little surprised about that part. Boston is 5-4. New York Yankees are sitting at 500 at 5-5, tied with the Tampa Bay Rays, and Baltimore is bringing up the rear at 3-6. No surprise there.
Are they? Seems like they've
Can
been
you say
winning a
that one
lot
more
more.
time?
Baltimore, but it
Well, I
seems like
know
Baltimore
they
has been
they won
winning
today.
more. They won the series against the
Yeah, I know.
Yankees.
I thought so too.
Yeah. But
That must have
anyways,
been two
yeah,
wins.
it may not be updated. It was updated at 10:15 today, Eastern. So yeah, it's probably not fully updated yet. So um, yeah, yeah. Any surprises there for you?
I mean, we both felt like Boston, New York, Tampa Bay were kind of going to be there. We both said we thought Toronto was going to be good and Baltimore was going to be in the bottom. So that one we're pretty much on track right now.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Tampa Bay is is at 5-5. Um, I feel like they've had an easier. I can't. Let's see. They had a easier schedule so far. It seems like. Um, let's look here.
Yeah,
Say
pull that
something
one up
fun.
for us.
Say something fun right now while I'm looking this up.
Say something fun. Jesus. Okay. Well, Boston's actually got a +7 run differential right now. The Yankees are +1. Tampa Bay's even, so that might be part of the problem.
Hmm.
Baltimore's -9. I guess my shock really isn't that is that Toronto's got that -3 run differential. Like I
Yeah,
didn't see that coming. I figured they would be putting up lots and lots of runs with that offense
their
they have.
their pitching has not been as good as it should be. But
That's
their
true, too.
offense has been amazing. It seems like firing on all cylinders. So the Rays they played 3 against the Orioles and 4 against the Athletics, and just finished their a 3-game series against the White Sox. Um, wow, that's interesting. Orioles and Athletics are not good teams. I mean, the Orioles are not a bad team, but I mean
Well,
they are a bad team, but
your tune might change when we get down to the AL West a little bit,
are
maybe
oh
just
man,
a little bit,
okay, let's
because
let's
Oakland's
move.
a 500 team right now.
Oh, by the way, old wounds, bringing back or putting salt into to a wound. Did you see Randy Arozarena make this play, base running play yesterday?
Yeah,
So he had a ground ball to the shortstop, and the shortstop overthrew it. So Randy Arozarena ran over to first, and then he started to run for second, and he tripped as the actually they threw the ball to Tim Anderson, the shortstop, and he started running towards Arozarena. So he turns back to first, and then Arozarena trips, and as he trips, he falls inside the infield towards the pitcher, and Anderson misses the tag, and so he's able to get back to second. It was a fucked up play. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
all right, so I'll go look that one up because I totally missed that.
Yeah, it was a weird play. It was cool, but it was weird. While you're looking that up, I'm gonna go ahead and do the Central.
Okay.
Chicago White Sox 6-3, Cleveland 4-5, Detroit 4-5, Kansas 5, and Minnesota at 3-6. Surprised Detroit is under Cleveland.
Yep.
Cleveland has a plus 11 run differential. That's pretty surprising.
I told you you're gonna be surprised somewhere down the line there.
Yeah, and they're 0-3 at home. They haven't won a game at home all year, but they're 4-2 on the road. I mean, obviously it's only one weekend, but that's just weird. You would think that you'd get one on the road. Oh, it was against the
Right.
Giants. Okay, that makes sense. I'm going to talk about Detroit because this goes into my rookie of the year. I was watching some of the Detroit game, a couple of the Detroit games actually. I watched 2 of them the other day, and Spencer Torkelson will be the 2022 Rookie of the Year. Write that down. I said it first. I know I'm a week late, but man, that kid is good. I like him. I like him a lot. Ooh, man. Yeah, I'm pulling up his stats right now, but did you get a chance to look at that
No,
play?
I'm running this on my phone, so I'm gonna have to do it when
Oh.
we're done.
Okay, yeah. So far he's got in 25 at bats, he's got 2 home runs, a double, 5 RBIs, 387 on base percentage, a 520 slugging, a 907 OPS, and a 168 OPS plus. He's pretty 6 hits in 25 at bats, and 5 walks. So he's doing pretty good. He's sitting pretty well. That kind of reminds me of what one of the other topics I was going to bring up today. But yeah, let's move on to the West because apparently I'm supposed to be shocked. Oh my gosh. God damn it. Angels are at 6-4. Houston is at 5-4. A's are at 5-5. Seattle 5-5. Texas at 2-7. Texas has So Houston is in second place with a -1 run differential, um, which I'm surprised they're only at. But yeah, this is some weird, cool stats right now. So Oakland has a +10 differential, which is leading the entire West.
which is number 2 in the entire AL.
Yeah,
That's the shocking part. That's why I was like, you're going to look at the West, you're going to see something that's going to catch you off guard.
yeah. The Guardians have a +11. Man,
I
that's
told you, and I mentioned this the other day. Cleveland and Oakland have 2 of the better offenses right now.
really that's weird. That's But I mean, yeah, it is like the first week, so we'll start seeing those stats be more appropriate. But yeah, it's
Oh,
weird
of course. I agree with you 100% on that, but it's
yeah,
still funny.
it is. Yeah, it's funny and weird and just everything. Who did the Astros play series against the Mariners? Uh, yeah, that's. Sorry, I'm looking to see. Angels played a 4-game set against the Angels, 2-game set against the Diamondbacks, and a 3-game set against the Mariners. Nice. They lost the series to the Mariners too.
Yeah.
Split the series with the Diamondbacks, and so they haven't won a series since the Angels in opening weekend. So that's interesting. Seattle, I'm bummed that they're 5-5.
Same.
They had a difficult schedule though. It seems like they haven't had easy going. So if they're playing this good against good teams, of course I say that I'm sure they're probably the Twins, the White Sox, the Astros. So that's not too bad. They lost the series to the White Sox. Split the series against the Twins. Astros, they won the series. That's because they had Ichiro throwing the first pitch yesterday. Yeah. Texas has a -10 run differential. Okay.
Which that surprises me. I thought they would be hitting the ball a little better, or their pitching's just been so bad. I haven't seen a single Rangers game yet. I know they got beat today 8-3.
Yeah.
So that's probably part of it. They play the Angels.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because Shohei had 2 home runs the other day against the Rangers. Okay, so the NL East: Mets 7-3, Atlanta 5-6, Miami 4-5, Philadelphia 4-6, and Washington 4-7. That's
That's right.
Mets makes sense being 7-3. Atlanta is weird. They are not playing as good. They're at -9 run differential. They're just not playing well. They're a really good team, and I will stick by that. There's no reason why they should be under 500 ever in the season. They have such a great team. I'm sure when Acuna Jr. comes back, he's gonna start raking and he's gonna bring that energy back into the clubhouse. But Philadelphia is in 4th place right now, 4-6 to Miami's 4-5. That's interesting. That they have a -9 run differential. It's probably because of that defense. I haven't looked into Philadelphia. I would have guessed that they were at least 3. But yeah, that's strange. Washington Nationals won 4 games. That's good.
More than I thought they would have won at this point.
Yeah. Do you have any more on the East right now?
Dude, Miami's sitting at 4-5. I mean, does it shock me? No. But they're +2 in their run differential, which means their pitching's holding up to some extent. The +26 for the Mets in the run differential,
Damn.
that's up there. I mean, that's number 2 in the league. And that's only behind the Dodgers, and we all know the Dodgers are the best team in baseball on paper.
Yeah.
So, just, I mean, not too far out of line. We knew the Mets and the Braves were going to be most likely 1 and 2. We both thought Philly was going to be better. But again, early in the season, we're 10 games in for most of the teams. So just not what I was expecting to see after the first 2 weeks of ball.
So I have some sad news to well, not so sad. But apparently today Mike Trout got hit in the hand with a fastball and had to leave the game against the Rangers.
Yep.
But it looks like the X-rays were negative.
Yep, and he's going to be considered day to day.
Yeah. Damn. So I hope he stays healthy because I need MVP Mike Trout. He's, I say Trey Turner and Juan Soto are my favorite players, but I still have a special place in my heart for Mike Trout. I love Mike Trout, even though last week we didn't pick him in the draft.
Don't remind me.
I'm a little ashamed of that.
How did we all miss it?
Yeah. I mean, my excuse is a good one, so I'm okay with that. I got Shohei, and I couldn't get another Angel. Otherwise, I would have picked Mike Trout right then. But anyways.
I think when you took Shohei off the board, the rest of us completely forgot about the Angels.
Yeah.
I think Brandon and I just kind of went off and were like, all right, we got to scramble and find everybody else. And we just blanked on Trout. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. Anyways, this isn't the Mike Trout podcast, okay? Now we're moving on to the NL Central. St. Louis is 5-3, but that's not. Are they 5-3? Okay.
They're 5-3 with 2 rainouts.
Chicago is 5-4. Pittsburgh 5-4. Milwaukee 5-5. Cincinnati 2-8. Good lord. The Reds suck, and you know what? I'm okay with that because the Reds can go. You know what? It's not that podcast today. I'm not angry today. I'm just disappointed. Pittsburgh 5-4, above 500 right now. Are they a good team? No. But I doubt they're going to be sitting at third place much longer.
No.
Milwaukee at 5-5. They haven't been playing good. I think the Cardinals kind of helped them out in this series. The Cardinals weren't lights out, but haven't been lights out, I should say. But they, I think they just, they lost the series to the Cubs. They lost they won the series against the Orioles. For some reason, I thought they lost the series to the Orioles.
And they split with the Cardinals.
Yeah, split with the Cardinals. So they have another series against the Pirates. They better win it. If they don't win it, that's going to be shocking. And I think if I'm the Brewers manager or front office, I'm pushing the panic button. I know it's only the first month. I know it's only the first season or first month of the season, but if you lose the series to the Pirates, you're not gonna do too well.
Well, okay, so let's go over this real quick.
Yeah.
Peralta hasn't pitched a good game yet. Corbin's second game was good. Woodruff's second game was good. Again, we go back to this. We've talked about this on every podcast. Short spring training. Pitchers' arms aren't stretched out yet. They're just having a rough start. Now their bats are what concerns me because they're inconsistent as all get out. Either they are smacking the ball all the way around the field, or they are swinging the bad pitches and not doing a damn thing. So I still give them the rest. Give them another 2 weeks, and then you can hit panic button. I promise. I won't even stop you.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm sure I do need to take a.
On that team, no panic button yet. They're good.
Yeah. Negative 13 run differential. That's that makes sense because of their pitching problems that you just said, and their offensive problems that you just said. 2-8 for the Cincinnati Reds makes sense. Good. I'm done with them. NL West, Dodgers 7-2, San Francisco 7-2, Colorado 6-3, San Diego 6-5, Arizona 3-6. Colorado being in it, that's interesting.
That's a shocker. And then I get to eat crow on San Francisco 2 weeks into the season. I said without Posey, they were not going to have it, and they were going to be searching for leadership and everything else. And apparently, I was wrong.
Apparently, they had their number one prospect, who's a catcher, is doing really well. Whose name escapes me at the moment. So, but yeah, it's Carlos Rodon. He's done really well. I'm gonna look him up too while I'm on here. Carlos Rodon. 2022, he's got in 2 games, he's gone 12 innings, which makes sense because they're trying to make sure he doesn't hurt himself. He's only given up 5 hits, no home runs, only 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 21 strikeouts, leading the league in that. He's got a 150 ERA, 263 ERA plus, 0.81 FIP, 0.75 WHIP, and a 5.25 strikeouts to walk ratio. He's doing really good. And, at the beginning of the season, I wasn't expecting much from him. I thought he was going to get injured, or maybe the 2021 season that he had was kind of a fluke. But he's proven me wrong, and I hope he keeps proving me wrong. I like the guy.
The other guy was Joey Bart,
what am I saying? Their rookie. Yeah, actually, he's not a rookie. He came up in 2020, but he's got a 385 on base percentage, 591 slugging, 976 OPS, and a 178 OPS plus. He's doing really well. He's a good replacement for Posey, and hopefully he doesn't get injured like Posey does. Colorado, they're 2-0 on away and 4-3 at home. The reason why I say that is last year they were unbeatable at home. They had like the greatest home field advantage I had seen. But yeah, that's interesting to me that they are only 4-3 at home right now and 2-0 on the road. But San Diego is San Diego. Arizona is doing whatever Arizona can do. But yeah, that's all I got on the West right now.
The only thing I had to put in there is I'm a little shocked by Colorado. Disappointed in San Diego. So, but they're scoring a lot of runs over there. Their run differential is really nice as overall throughout that division, with the exception of Arizona being at -20. Everybody else is in the positive. So,
yeah, the Dodgers. I do have to say. So last night, I was watching the Dodgers game because I had to watch my boy. Trey Turner, my favorite shortstop. If the Cardinals got him, I would cry. I would actually cry. I wanted the Cardinals to get him last year, but anyways, so I was looking at his stats on the TV, and it said that he hadn't hit a home run yet. And I was like, you know what? Now would be the perfect time for him to get a home run. He's about to get it. And next pitch, I swear on everything, on Easter Sunday, he hits the home run, and I'm like, I am amazing against Hunter Green too, who was, I think, only allowed one hit in this in his 6 innings of work right then. He's actually doing really good. Anyways, but that's our standings watch that we have going on today. So like I said earlier, you have some topics you want to, I think not really topics, but just the pointers that you want to point out. And I have some topics I want to bring up. Nothing bad. So why don't you go ahead and disclose your topics.
So, as it pains me to say this, we need to congratulate Josh Hader on getting his 100th career save today against my Cardinals. But at the same time, we get to cheer as Albert Pujols hit number 681 today, a 3-run shot deep to left field to tie it up.
That was
before the Cardinals ended up losing the game. It was a great. I mean, that I don't remember who was pitching at that point in the game. I think it was the starter, and he just left some kind of a breaking ball or a changeup up high, came across the middle of the plate, and just Albert made him just punished him for it. It was beautiful. Loved it. So I just want to give those two little stat updates because we all know I'm a bit of a homer, and I do like to give the opponent's credit where credit is due when necessary. So those are the two things I wanted to just make sure we got on the record.
Yeah. That's I had missed the home run at first, and so I had to rewind it, and then I was like, oh, that's really cool. He tied the game up, and that's always nice when you tie the game up. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the Cardinals right now. They're in the doghouse for me right now, or in the birdhouse. Okay. Okay. We'll find then. Okay, so last week we had two separate incidents, and so the topic right now is the unwritten rules of baseball. And so last week we had Andrew McCutchen. I don't think I mentioned. Did I mention Andrew McCutchen getting hit by a pitch last week or on Friday?
And then the brawl that resulted after it, or
and
how everybody got all sassy about it.
Yeah, Keegan Thompson got suspended for 3 games. I think I did mention it, but So Andrew McCutchen had said after that his problem was not that he got hit; he was expecting to get hit. His problem was that the first pitch was a strike; it was down the middle, and the second and third pitches were aimed at him, and his problem was that the pitcher, or once you like the first pitch of an at bat, he was looking like he was getting himself ready to get hit, and then after the first pitch, when the pitcher doesn't hit him or look like he even is trying to hit him, he's kind of settling in, and and you can see like the first pitch, he's out of the zone, like he's barely in the box. He's away. And then the second and third pitch he's inside the box, trying to get comfortable. He's not bracing himself for the hit. And he said that, that's my old school unwritten rules thing. Like once you throw the first pitch and you miss, even if you miss hitting me, you move on and that's it. And so that was kind of something that was interesting to me. And then the next one was the Giants were beating up on a team, and I can't remember who it was. And anyways, they were winning the game like by a big amount. I think it was I thought it was the Padres. Yeah, it's the Padres. And they were winning like heavily in the first 2 innings. And one of their guys, they were winning 10-0 in the first 2 innings. And one of their guys bunted for a single in the 3rd inning. And that kind of got an uproar. And then the guy stole second on the next pitch or next at bat. And, that falls into that whole unwritten rules of baseball where you can't bunt for a hit when you're winning a game, and you can't steal. Like, you're supposed to just kind of, you're not supposed to be winning that much, I guess. You're supposed to be winning, but you have to try to keep winning, but you are not supposed to be pulling all the stops for it, I guess. Do you have any thoughts on this? I'm going to go over some of the unwritten rules of baseball that are marked down. There's hundreds and thousands of them. Do you have any thoughts on them whatsoever at the moment?
Okay, so I want to preface this by saying, when you texted me and saying this is something you wanted to go over, I got super excited. I love the unwritten rules of baseball.
Oh yeah,
I do. I think it's one of the best parts of the game, because it's code.
yeah.
I thought Elliot Moore is the code of baseball and how to play the game, and I'm going to say it the right way. So when it comes to this instance, which one do you want me to talk about?
You can start with McCutchen and then work your way to the Giants.
All right, cool. So with McCutchen, if being that, and granted this was Little League, the rules still applied, and I was a pitcher and I was a catcher. If I needed to hit somebody, you hit him on the first pitch. If you miss him, you move on with your bat and you play the game. You lost your opportunity. You move on. So I agree with McCutchen on that one. When it comes to running up the score, I think there's a point where you got to keep the game moving. If you're beating a team, it's not their day. You don't bunt for the single. You don't go steal unless it's a pass ball or an error on the pitcher or the catcher. I agree with those rules. You don't do it. I think it's distasteful. I mean, this is supposed to be somewhat of a gentleman's game. It does get out of hand at times. Yes, there is the occasional brawl and fight, but for the most part, this game is supposed to have some kind of class to it. So I agree with both of the rules, to be honest with you. There's not many of them you're going to see me disagree with. There are a few, though, that I think are really stupid. No, that's my take on those two. I agree on both. I don't think it should have been done in either case.
Yeah, the first one I agree with McCutchen. I do think that if your guy gets hit, and the Brewers had hit like 3 of their the Cubs at that point, and so they were going to retaliate. I'm surprised that they retaliated with McCutchen and not Yelich. Just shows how sucky that offense is. But anyways, the way it was handled by the Cubs, and he was a rookie. Keegan Thompson is a rookie, and that should be prefaced. So he doesn't know all the rules, right? The unwritten rules, just because there are thousands, and each player has a different version. Like Madison Bumgarner, he has like his own set, and he's got about 50,000 more than the regular guy does. Justin Verlander is he's pretty, like, everybody interprets it. So it's really hard so I don't want Keegan Thompson to get in trouble, any more trouble than he's already gotten into. I don't even think he should have been suspended, but it's whatever.
I agree with you on that.
But yeah,
I don't think he should have been suspended.
Yeah, but it was, I think yeah, I think if he had been more seasoned, he would have approached it different. And I think that hit, I mean, the way he hit him was on the butt, and that's exactly where you're supposed to hit a guy if you're retaliating.
Yep.
You don't go after a guy in the head ever. You don't go in the ribs. You don't even go in the foot. You go in the butt. So that one wasn't really big deal. And I like a lot of the unwritten rules. There are some of these that I was looking at and I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Um, but some of them I don't. I think just needs to go away. Let's go with your thoughts on the Giants real quick. Oh yeah, you already said that. Um, Here's the thing for me. And this happened a couple years ago with the Cardinals and Jairo Munoz against the Pirates. Uh, the Cardinals got like a lot of runs. Well, let's just go with the Giants right now. The Giants got 10 runs in the first 2 innings. That still leaves you 6+ innings of baseball to play. The Padres, we say that they're a sucky team, but they're not bad. They are more than capable of making a comeback. Um, and as Cardinal fans, we know more than. I mean, in 2020 against the Padres in the wild card round, um, I mean, we had the lead the first 2 games. And let me tell you something. I don't know about you, but I never felt that lead was safe. I know we were leading up by 4 runs at one point, and I was like, I don't feel like this is going to hold. And sure enough, it didn't. And that's mostly because of just the energy Tatis and Machado and all those guys brought. But anyways, yeah, no lead is safe in the first couple innings. In the 7th inning, if you're leading by 10 runs, fine. I think you should just hold off a little bit, just end the game already. You're risking injury to yourself and injury of the other team, and it's just not needed. Um, at that point, fans are just trying to go home. Um, but in the first 3 innings, if you do it, run the score or bunt for a hit, steal base. I think stealing a base is way more okay than bunting for a hit. Bunting for a hit, I think, is just stupid, but that not just because of that, but because of other reasons. Um, but I think you should never stop, never let up on the gas just because you have a big lead. That's just my thing because I've seen comebacks, I've seen big comebacks, and let me tell you something. The team that just scored 10 runs and then you let off the gas pedal and then the other team comes back and wins the game because you became complacent. Um, do you agree, disagree?
I mean, I agree and disagree. I mean, so 4 runs and 10 runs is a big difference. One. Um, but I mean, 3rd inning. Yeah, okay, I agree. You don't need to bunt for the base hit there. I mean, unless they are just playing so deep on the corners,
Yeah.
and there's not, and it's you guys now they're not using common sense. I guess I'd have to look at the entire scenario. Stealing bases is stealing bases. I love, and I've said this before, I love when teams manufacture runs.
Yeah.
But on a 10-run lead in the 3rd inning, you can just play the game. You don't have to go out and be stupid aggressive and try to show the other team up.
Yeah.
Because we all know in baseball, everybody has a bad day.
Yeah.
And you really don't want your next bad day to be against the team you just ran the score up on
Mm.
and then come back and do it to you because let's be honest, we love that it creates the rivalries and it creates the bad blood where it makes games more interesting. But this early in the season, with everything that the league's been through,
Mm.
I would look at it as bad etiquette. Now, if it's July, August, and you guys are in a race against each other in the division, that's a little different because you're trying to play the mental game as well.
Also trying to
But
tire your other team out.
yeah, I mean, so I just this early in the season, I'm just nah. I
Yeah.
just don't like it. I just don't like it as an etiquette thing. Hit the ball when you get the pitches to hit on. Watch and make sure you're not swinging at bad pitches and just play the game. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying on a personal level, I just don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be more clear.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I just sorry. Yeah, it's just
But
one
yeah,
of those
no
things
lead is
for me.
safe.
Yeah, no
I'll give
lead
you
is
that,
safe.
especially with 7 innings left. No lead is safe.
Yeah, and I hate the bunt for the hit, unless it's just on a shift. Yeah, it's just stupid. So
Can I give you a quick example?
Yeah.
And I'll make it quick because I know I'm
Yeah.
long-winded. So Mother's Day, I was a teenager. My parents took me out to Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati because the Cardinals were doing a 3-game stretch out of Cincinnati. On Mother's Day, I think it was Mother's Day weekend. I think it was the Mother's Day game that year. Afternoon, first pitch. Reds go up 8-0. People start leaving the stadium, and this is like the first 2 innings. People start leaving the stadium in the game. My mom and dad and I, obviously, we paid for the game. We're not leaving. We sit there.
Yeah.
We watch the Cardinals come all the way back and win 10-8. So
Yeah.
I know it happens. Don't
Yeah.
don't take your foot off the gas, but still, I just don't like the etiquette of it. That's all.
Also, Game 6. I mean, everybody knows Game 6. No lead is safe,
Yeah.
and that was only 2 runs, but still, I mean, and they weren't giving up, but still, if I'm a manager, I'm not gonna. I think it is so wrong. Like Tatis did this back in 2020 against the Rangers, I think, and he was just like, and he hit a home run, and
Didn't he hit it on like a 3-0 pitch too?
I think it was a 3-0 pitch. I
I
thought
thought it was, and then Eric Hosmer was going to the other team, and he was like, "I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him." I'm like, you should never, and especially at that time, Tatis was the biggest thing in baseball. Like, he was so exciting. He brought so much energy to the game. And I thought, you don't tell a kid, you should never tell a kid, don't be competitive in an at bat. I don't care if it's 3-0. And that's actually one of the unwritten rules that I was going to talk about was swinging on a 3-0 pitch when you have such a big lead. And, your Mercedes did this last year, and Tony La Russa, in all his infinite wisdom, sent him down to AAA because of it. When your
No, there's one stipulation to this.
Yes.
He hit it off a position player.
Yes, and that was another thing because the position player I remember was like talking about how he was disrespecting because it was an unwritten rule, and I'm like, listen, you gave up the right, you forfeited the right to complain and bitch about it. When you sent a position player up, you are not a real pitcher. I don't care. There is only one real position player who can pitch, and that his name is Shohei Ohtani. I don't care about anything else. You are an idiot if you are taking offense to a guy swinging 3-0 at you when they're leading 10 runs. I don't remember what the White Sox Twins game was.
15-4, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, that
I
guy
agree with you on that.
Yeah, that guy had no reason to bitch about that. But anyways,
he shouldn't have. But let's be honest, when a position player's out there on the mound, they're obviously just trying to get through the game at this point.
Yeah.
And how many good pitches are you really going to get to look at?
Yeah.
So don't get mad if they smoke one off of you.
Yeah. And you're not pitching to pitch. You're pitching to get the inning over. But as for the Tatis one, did the 3-0 count? Did you have any idea on that one?
I'll be honest with you, man. With it being so long ago, I don't remember all the details.
Yeah, to me, I don't like telling a young kid like that, don't swing it, don't be competitive. And I know that that's not what they were saying, but that's how translated if someone was telling me that. I would say,
yeah,
fuck you guys, I'm doing this. I'm gonna not ever stop being competitive. And also that in 2020 and 2021, that goes into his stats. So a strikeout takes off 2 points or something off his batting average, on base percentage, on that stuff, OPS. Whereas a home run adds a whole bunch, and that adds to his MVP campaign. That adds to how much money he's going to get in his contract. So it's very important to some guys to hit these home runs to make their stats look better, or even hitting the ball. Yeah, I think if you should never stop competing, even if you have a big lead. That's probably the biggest unwritten rule that I have a problem with. So I'm just going to go over these. Pitchers don't field pop ups. I've never heard that, but I kind of agree with that. Especially
I
when
think
they're
it's something we were just taught as kids.
yeah, I don't. I think pitchers don't need to be fielding pop ups, especially when they're coming off that mound. That ground is so uneven. Um,
To handle that better.
I think that's something I agree
agree.
with. I don't know if it's an unwritten rule though, but center fielders call off outfielders and shortstop calls off other infielders. Um, okay.
I think that's a common sense thing. If
Yeah.
your center fielder is supposed to be your best outfielder, if you
Yeah.
can get
Same
there,
with
let him hit
shortstop.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with shortstops. I think you and I are on the same list, by the way.
Yeah. That are we? Yeah. Fan buzz. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not a bad. I mean, those two aren't. I don't really have problems with. Don't make the first or third out at third base. That's another thing that I've always been told as a kid. That's something my dad always told me. Like, don't slide into first base and don't make the first or third out at third base.
Right.
Yeah, don't be stupid like that. Um, take until you get a strike down late in the game. Eh, yeah, I don't like it when people swing at the first pitch, or swing. Yeah, swing at the first. Swinging at the first pitch is also, I think, an unwritten rule that people have problems with. Just because
Yeah.
it's like, this is something that I hate Yadier Molina about, and
I knew you were going to say that.
it drives me up a fucking wall every fucking day. And it's like, two guys will walk on 8 pitches, and then Yachty comes up and swings at the first pitch and then grounds into a double play because he can't run. And it's just so infuriating because we had something going. We were cooking with gas, and then he swings on the first pitch when the pitcher hasn't been throwing strikes. And it's just so, oh my gosh. I've I've yelled a million times. It's one of the things that I don't respect Yadier Molina about, is he swings at the first pitch way too many times. But it's
Okay, since you're talking about my boy, I want to weigh in here.
okay, fine.
I completely agree with you,
Yeah.
except for when he goes on a tear like he did. Was it 19 or 18? And he was, or 19 or 20, I think. No, it had to be 19 or 21. And he was swinging at the first pitch. It was back half of the season. He was swinging at the first pitch like 50% of the time, and he was kept blooping stuff into the outfield and picking up singles.
Yeah.
And I think he got so comfortable doing it that now he's carried it over, and it's not working right now. So he needs to stop.
He did it a couple times, like for a couple years, and I don't know. It just drives me insane. I'm just like, dude, just take a pitch, dude. It's fine.
Yes, I agree.
And
I agree. It drives me nuts.
especially when most of the time it leads to a ground out or a ground ball. 90
Or a double play.
99%
99%
of the time, he's going to not be able to outrun it, which causes the double play and ends the inning. But anyways, on to the next one. Don't throw the bat at the catcher or umpire on your backswing. Makes sense. I mean, I don't think people
100%.
doing it. I don't think people do it intentionally, but so this one I think I'm okay with. Never intentionally try to distract a fielder from catching a pop up. And
That's Bush League.
yeah, I mean, it kind of makes me laugh, but like Alex Rodriguez, when he did that against Toronto, it was funny to me. But I mean, yeah, you don't do it, but it's also if you did it, it's kind of funny. I don't know. I don't know
I
how I
like it.
feel. I don't know how I feel about
Just something that, like, if I saw it against the Cardinals, I'd be like, fucking asshole. But
as a bystander. I laughed when I saw A Rod do that. The next one, don't no slapping the ball out of the fielder's glove. Yeah, don't do that. That's stupid. And
Now, the
also,
only time I'm okay with this,
yeah,
the only time I'm okay with this is if the catcher's blocking the plate and you're going to home.
really.
I'm perfectly fine with it. And I was a catcher. Like, that was my primary position. I was a catcher first and I was a pitcher second.
So you're okay with slapping the ball out of the fielder's glove?
If
Really?
only if you're going to home plate for like a game winning, game tying run.
Really?
That's the
Okay.
only time I'm okay with it because, in my opinion, it is the catcher's job to get you out. If you can knock that ball, I mean, we were taught it. We were
Yeah.
taught if the catcher was blocking the plate, you put your hands up or your arms up, like forearms up, and you aim for the glove because you want to knock that ball loose. Because if he drops that ball, you're safe. That's a run
Yeah.
scored. I don't
Yeah.
like it if you're going to first, second, third, and they're throwing the ball. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, that's like pass interference to me in football.
Yeah.
But yes, if yeah, I love collisions at the home plate between the catcher and the base runner, so I'm okay with it there.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. I didn't think you were gonna go that way, but that's interesting. Don't step on the chalk. I don't think that's really an unwritten rule, more like a superstition.
Superstition. Yep.
Yeah. I never step on the chalk though, because let me tell you something. I do believe in the baseball gods, and they will fuck you up if you uh, mess up something. Never cross the pitcher's mound. Yeah, Miles Michaelis is the one who comes to mind. I want to say it was Juan Soto who did it actually, who crossed the pitcher's mound when he flew out, and it's it's just kind of something that like going back to that Garrett Cole thing I said last week. Pitchers are pretty persnickety and set in their ways, and they're very superstitious. They have to have their dirt just right. Um, Everything is perfect, uh, and having someone come in and step on their perfect little uh, pitching mound is kind of like just fuck
You
you.
don't do
So,
it. You don't
yeah,
do it.
yeah. It's just, so I kind of agree with this. Also, why would you do it? I think people running on the pitching mound is just
Dumb.
yeah,
you can screw up your leg if you, I mean, hit it wrong or whatever.
Roll
Don't
an
get
ankle. You mean you
yeah
don't know how the pitcher has that dug out behind the rubber. 4 feet in front of the rubber where the left or right foot comes down, or the front foot comes down during the pitch. You don't know the groove of that. Just if you're a
yeah
young kid listening to this, don't do it. Just don't for your own safety. You don't want to turn an ankle, roll an ankle, take yourself out of the
yeah
game.
yeah. It's just it's dangerous, and just take the extra step around. Hustle around the bases after a home run. Um, so
Yep.
I've heard it both ways. I've heard people who say like some pitchers. I think Justin Verlander doesn't like it when you run too fast around the bases, and uh, who's the other one? Someone Madison Bumgarner doesn't like it when you run too slow. So I don't know what the trot is, like the trot speed should be, but uh, I don't care about this. Like if you're walking around the bases, yeah, that's a problem. Don't, but I mean, just jogging like some players do is not an issue to me. I think pitchers are a little too soft for that one.
They're prima donnas, most of them.
Yeah,
So on this one, I mean, yeah, I don't. If you want to run fast, run fast. That brings the next guy to the plate. I can move past the bad pitch. Um, but if you're gonna take your sweet time, the only way I'm excusing it is if you just broke a record.
yeah,
That's the only way. Because the next time, if you slow trot the bases on me, Next time you get up, I'm going to put you on first in the first pitch.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to be.
Yeah.
What about peeking at the catcher to steal signs?
Yeah. I've never seen a batter do that. I don't think this is necessarily an unwritten rule, but more of a that don't be a dumbass. The pitcher is gonna hit you if you you're looking back at the catcher as he's trying to give the signs. Yeah, I don't think you should do it. And I don't see many batters doing that these days.
Not these days, no. I don't see it much. I think it's more of a little league thing.
Yeah, hustle all the time. Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, don't. Going back to Yachty, there was one game against the Reds, and I think Yachty swung at the first pitch, and he hit the ball, and it was a ground ball, and for some reason he was not running, and it was the sixth inning, and it was like a 1-run game, and the guy bobbled it, and he would have been
running, he would have been safe.
Yeah, he would have, if he was hustling, he would have been safe. And the guy bobbled it for a minute, and then he looked up at the first base and realized that Yachty wasn't running, so he threw it. And oh my gosh, I was wanting Yachty to be sat right then. I wanted him embarrassed because you never stop hustling at that stuff. This is not the Yachty shit talking podcast, by the way. That's on the other channel. Don't rub it, the hit by pitch area. Okay. I guess that's just to show that you're not fazed by the hit by pitch. Stay away from the batter's box while the pitcher warms up.
I think that's just smart.
Yeah. Especially if like Jordan Hicks or Aroldis Chapman is warming up because they are crazy. Don't show up the umpire. Yeah, this is something my dad is very old school about. He, whenever it's a 3-1 pitch or a 3-1 count, and the batter thinks it's a ball, so he just, as soon as the guy throws it, he just starts running, and then the ump calls a strike, which the ump doesn't always think it's a strike, but because the batter was like playing umpire, crossing his territory, he called it a strike just to show him who's real boss.
But, yeah, you better guard the plate if you try to open up.
Yeah. Don't swing at the first pitch if the last two hitters hit home runs /walk. It doesn't say /walk, but that's what it should say. I never heard that one. It's a smart move. Don't do that.
Unless they throw it down the pipe. If they groove you one, that's their fault. Take it deep.
But I think most of the time they're going to try to throw it outside just to get back to a count. But anyways, don't show up your own teammates. Makes sense.
Yep.
Hitting batters needs to stay below the head. Like I said, you always hit them in the butt. That's kind of, don't injure a guy, even if they did something stupid on the base in the game. Don't try to injure a guy. Don't talk to a pitcher who's throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game. If you do that, oh man, Danny Mack, the Cardinals broadcaster, he always jinxes this crap because he says he doesn't believe in jinxes, which is why he always says, yeah, don't say that there's a no-hitter or a perfect game going on ever. I don't even care if you're sitting at home by yourself playing with yourself. Don't do it. Just stay. Just shut your trap. My dad. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead and finish, man. I want to hear what your dad had.
Okay, so back in 2014, oh man, this is Logan's reminiscent hour. Um, my dad and I, or my dad was picking me up from somewhere, and he said, "We need to hurry home." And I said, "Well, why?" And he said, "There's something big going on." And it was Adam Wainwright. I think he was like 3 outs away from a no hitter against the Rockies, and um, yeah, and when we got back, uh, they had gotten a hit, and I was like, "Oh no!" I don't think he jinxed it, but I think him leaving jinxed it. So you can all blame my dad for that one. Go ahead.
So I think this one's a little bit different for me. It
Really?
depends on the pitcher. I don't think you should not talk to the pitcher. I kind of go back to this might be a little off kilter, but we are sponsored by the Variety Sports show. So like
Yeah.
when you're bowling, if you're in 6, 7, 8 frames and you haven't thrown anything but strikes and you have a perfect game going on, you just don't mention the perfect game. So if the pitcher is a chatty guy and he's hamming up or whatever, then just don't mention the perfect game to him. If he's sitting there in silence at the end of the bench or in the dugout away from everybody, yeah, don't talk to him.
Mm.
But if he's not acting like that and he's a cool, relaxed, chill guy, man, come on, throw that's a personal rule that you got to judge who you're talking to and who you're playing with. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why you always see the pitcher on one side of the dugout and then everybody else on the other side of the dugout. I mean, they are scared to. But yeah, I think some of those pitchers are okay with it. But um, by the way, I've thrown a perfect bowling game. I don't know how because I've sucked at it or I suck at bowling. But there was one day where I just threw a complete perfect game, and my sister walked up and she was like, "Hey, have you missed one?" I was like, "You sack of shit." Anyways, but yeah. Don't talk to the pitcher rookies are rookies. Don't talk too
Yep,
much. Don't be stupid. Um,
you got 2 ears and one mouth for a reason.
yeah. Don't steal bases if your team. Oh yeah, way ahead or way behind. If you're way behind, I
Steal
see
all you
no.
can.
Yeah, I don't see any. I don't see any reason why that's a problem. Um, uh, sorry, I'm trying to see if there was more to say about that, but on the description, but there wasn't really. Don't steal bases on 3-0 counts. I don't know what. I guess it's just stupid. Um, you have a chance of just walking there. But I don't know necessarily why that would be.
That's another one I don't agree with.
Yeah.
If the pitcher's not looking you off and he's a little wild, especially if he's like bouncing them, I'm
Yeah.
taking off because if that's a pass ball, I pick up second and third on the
Yeah.
walk
Yeah.
potentially.
It says apparently Justin Verlander has a problem with this, and if he has a problem with it, then I believe him. Yeah, I think steal whenever if you need to or want to. Um, no crying in baseball. Amen.
True.
I think you should not cry in any sports whatsoever. I Something that drives me up a wall is when I see football players in the NFL and college basketball players crying after they lose a game. It I can't stand it. I'm like, go stop it. Just stop it. Go play in the for that. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna disagree with you on this one just a little bit.
Okay.
You win the World Series, it's okay to cry tears of joy. You win the Super Bowl, tears of joy are just again acceptable. You win the World Series, tears of joy are acceptable.
Okay.
Tears of joy
Two
are fine.
two tiers. Two tiers. That's all I'm giving you. And you better not be bawling.
Yeah,
I
no
don't even
balling, no balling.
Yeah, no bawling. I don't need you to be being so dramatic about that like some players are. I don't need that shit.
I agree with you there. But
Men
those
don't
happy they
cry.
finally got it. I'll take a tear of joy. I'm not gonna hate on them for that.
Yeah. If a pitcher hits your teammate, your pitcher hits one of
Yep,
theirs. We've
yep,
covered
yep,
that.
yep.
Never bunt to break up a no hitter. Yeah, I don't like that one. I do. That is definitely an unwritten rule that I like or agree with. I don't like it when players bunt, unless the infield is just in a shift or something, just uncontrollably. Other than that, I think you need to be hitting on your own merit, uh, especially in the ninth inning. If it's in the sixth inning, fine, fine, I don't care. But late in, I think seventh inning on, I think you need to be hitting on your own uh,
I think
by
that rule
swinging the
is
bat.
generally right. I'd agree with you there, unless it's like a 1-0 game. I mean, if it's a close
Oh
game,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a little bit different.
yeah. If it's a 1-0 game or even a 2-0 game, yeah,
Pitcher called a pitcher's duel. As long as it's a pitcher's duel and it's a low
yeah,
scoring game, it's close. I'm
yeah,
fine with button to break it up
yeah.
because you're trying to win the game. If you're getting blown out, just come on,
Yeah, that is definitely
try to
something.
hit what the guy's giving you. Show
Yeah.
us your skill.
Don't jinx the no hitter. I've already talked about that. Don't watch, admire, or pimp your home run. That's kind of one of those old school things. Um, I think in the last 10 years, that's kind of gone. That's kind of gone away. I think players are just kind of doing their. I think Bryce Harper really kind of changed all that. He made it cool, and now other players are doing it. Maybe King Griffey kind of popularized that. But yeah, admire your shit. Make it cool. Do a dance. And same
God,
with
no.
same with bat flips.
No.
You don't like bat flips?
No. Okay, so again, this is one of those things where it's situational for me. You don't ever show up the pitcher one, especially if it's early in the game. If it's a game-winning home run, okay, I can deal with that. But if we're talking third inning and you jacked one, no, because then
Yeah,
the pitcher has every right to bean you next time you get up to the plate.
yeah. If you do it early, you're kind of an idiot.
Game-winning ones are different, but
Yeah,
no, not mid-game. I don't like it. I think it's bad ethics for the game. I'm a traditionalist because I've said it multiple times. I don't like it. I
yeah,
don't like it. It's part of the home runs are part of the game. You're supposed to be able to hit a home run in the big leagues. When you do, act like you've done it before. You're a professional. You're getting paid.
yeah. It's dumb. I like it, but it's also, yeah. There's also, like, if it happens in the first inning, don't do it. Don't be an idiot.
Again,
Uh,
records, game winners, different story.
yeah.
And then the bat flip. I'm the same thing with the bat flip. I think the bat flip is classless. Unless now here's the other situation. Unless the pitcher's been talking smack on the mound or he's hit a couple of your guys or something along those
Yeah,
lines where it's justified. But a bat flip just because you hit a home run, no.
yeah.
No, there's got to be more to it.
A lot of the stuff that we're talking about tonight. I mean, a lot of it is situational. Like, no situation is the same. There's always going to be context that needs to be. There's one guy who does this, and then that causes this, and so there's there's some situations where some of these are okay to do. But yeah. Um, Yeah, do not walk in front of the catcher or umpire when walking into the batter's box.
True.
I didn't know that was an unwritten rule. I mean, I always knew that they did it, but I didn't know that.
I wasn't aware of it until nearly the end of my baseball career, which was my middle teenage years. So I did it plenty of times without realizing what I was doing, probably because we were so young, we didn't pay that much attention. But the older I got, the more I was made aware of it and tried not to do it.
Yeah, that's basically all the ones that I see. Um, I had another topic, but we're already going an hour in, and it's Easter, so I want to get drunk and um, do some stuff. But
Can I ask a
anyways,
question before we
yeah, you
break?
can. Yeah.
Okay, so just because I sincerely don't know, I was hoping you can inform me because if you can, I'm going to look it up.
Okay.
Why was Boston wearing yellow jerseys with blue trim today? Was that for Ukraine or something? Or
No, that's their
I've never seen
no,
that one, so it caught me off
their
guard.
oh gosh, what is it called? But it's kind of like the what the Nationals are wearing. It's I can't remember what they're called, inner city leagues or jerseys. But it's I think the yellow jerseys are actually um, in not a memorial, but a tribute to the Boston bombing, Boston Marathon.
Okay, cool. So
Uh,
it's for something.
yeah, it's I can't remember what the MLB is calling them. I'm looking. I can't remember what they're called, but yeah, Nationals just released one that has a rose on it or a flower on theirs. They just wore those last week. Astros just got their Space City jerseys. Um, yeah, so the Boston Red Sox says so. If it's yellow, it's yellow. The uniforms are obviously a stark departure from the team's traditional red and navy blue. They are designed from the marathon with the marathon in mind, taking not only their color scheme from the race, but also the inclusion of 617 patch on the shoulder in the style of the runner's bib. So it's just basically a tribute to their own cities, something that their city is known for. So Houston is Space City. I don't know why the Nationals are flower. Um, I don't know what the Cardinals don't really have one. I don't think the Yankees have one too, just because it's more traditional. Uh, but yeah, I wish I remember what they called them. Um, oh wait, I think I just saw it. Uh, Connect City Connect jerseys.
Yeah, I'm
That's what
looking it
they're
up
called.
right now.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. I don't
Oh,
like.
that's the Chicago ones where the White Sox have the
Yeah.
South Side and the
Yeah.
blue, the Wrigleyville jerseys for the Cubs.
Yeah. Yeah. So there,
Okay.
some of them are a little too stupid for me, but
All right, hold on. I haven't seen the Cardinals. I've never even known they did one. So let's see if they got one.
I don't think the Cardinals do. Kansas City has City Connect ones, I think.
Okay,
No.
so that's why San Francisco was wearing the G ones the other day.
Oh yeah, they
I
have one.
I just thought it was a new jersey, an alternate jersey they were wearing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Miami has one that's red and with stripes. Um, Boston.
Diamondbacks have one too.
Oh yeah, the Diamondbacks have Serpientes. I think the Dodgers is like just Los Dodgers. Yeah.
Yeah, which
Um,
makes sense.
Cubs have Wrigleyville. Uh, I'm not. I'm not gonna lie. I love the Astros Space City ones. I kind of want to get one. Um, I want to know why the Nationals have some the uh,
Hold on, I'll give you an
flower ones.
explanation. The Nationals uniforms weave together two recognizable elements of the nation's capital: its signature cherry blossoms and the typeface that resembles DC's neoclassical architecture. The uniform also features the city's flag on the sleeve of the dark gray jersey with cream pants.
Hmm. That soda one looks nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well,
Yeah,
it's okay.
it's a little girly, but I mean, I
A little bit.
now that I see it up close, it kind of looks cool for me. But that's just because I'm looking at Sotos. Um, oh gosh, yeah, okay, well, yeah, I'm the Boston one. I think I could have done. It should have been blue and yellow, not yellow and blue, in my opinion. But whatever. I mean, I think those things are really. I think that's really cool to have a thing to your city. I don't know what the Cardinals ones would be. Probably some bluesy thing.
I was say I have to go with music or what else is St. Louis known for
Being Catholic, I think.
outside of Well, I don't think the MLB would allow a crucifix on a jersey.
Oh gosh, Jesus.
I'm sure there would be an uproar about that.
Oh gosh.
But no, I have no idea. I mean, they couldn't go barbecue. I mean, they have to go music. I mean, they'd have to do something with Gateway.
I think the only things that they could do have already been taken, like the St. Louis Blues, and the Memphis Redbirds. Memphis Redbirds are like notes, musical notes now. Which
Are they
is
really?
yeah.
I haven't
Maybe
seen
they
that.
can. Maybe they can do one to. Oh no. Oh no. Who sings Johnny Be Good? Born in St.
Oh,
Louis. Oh God. Why am I blanking it? I went to his birth spot just last year. I went to some great cafe right across the street.
you got me on this. I'm looking it up.
Killing me. Chuck Berry. Good
There
Lord.
you go, Chuck
Logan.
Berry. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
I
all I
can't-
could think of was
Who?
Marty McFly.
Yeah, it's typically it. Oh, man. Maybe one of these Cardinal episodes we need to just talk about the city of St. Louis. You would probably know
mean,
more than me, but
there's a lot of great stuff to do at very reasonable prices. I can tell you that much.
oh,
If you have never been to St. Louis, I'm just gonna put this out there real quick. Plug my city.
mhm.
If you need a family vacation for a 4-day weekend, like I'm not talking come and spend a whole week. There's enough to do and out around St. Louis and outside of St. Louis to fulfill you for a week. But if you got like a 3-day weekend, you got the Budweiser factory, you got the St. Louis Zoo, that's one of the best zoos in the nation, and it's free to go to. You just pay parking.
A
You
lot of
got
the things you got,
Forest Park.
a
Yeah, a
lot
lot
of
of
the
stuff's
things
free.
in, yeah. There's that big museum that are for kids. I don't know if you've been there. I haven't been there. I've only passed it, but hold on. You can keep talking. I'll look it up.
Let's see here. You got, like I said, you got Forest Park. You got the planetarium.
Is
Six
that one?
Flags is 30 minutes away from downtown St. Louis, roughly, give or take, depending on traffic. And Six Flags is not bad. It's gotten a little pricey, but what amusement park hasn't?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there's enough to do. And then if you got extra time, you can go down to the Merrimack Caverns. If you got enough time, you can go down to Branson, Silver Dollar City. Um, that the eastern half of Missouri has so much to do. You can go to Hannibal, which, if I recall correctly, and I could be wrong. You know what? I'm not going to say it because I think I'm wrong. I'll be off a little bit. But
City
Mark
Museum.
Twain has some, yeah, City Museum. Mark Twain has some kind of connection along the Mississippi River in Missouri. I believe it's Hannibal, but don't anybody hold me to the fire on that. It could be wrong. So yeah, there's my plug for St. Louis. If you get time, go catch a Cardinals game, Blues game. Go have fun.
Yeah.
Go hammer it out.
Yeah, we should go in depth on that.
And get Emo's Pizza.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I love Emo's Pizza. I for my dad's birthday, so every time we go to St. Louis, my aunt she gives like brings up a big deal of Emo's, and we get it delivered, and we have it for the whole week basically, for leftovers. But like I sent my dad a 2 pizzas of Emo's, and I had it shipped from St. Louis. It is so cool. I love I love their, what is it? Goat? It's not goat cheese. I
No,
always
it's
think
Prevel.
it's Prevel. That's right.
So it's provolone. It was manufactured and designed in St. Louis. It's provolone, I believe mozzarella, and I want to say Jack, but it's not Jack, cheddar. They're all put together. It's got a completely different taste. It's got a completely different texture to it. If you like thin crust pizza, it's edge to edge toppings, covered in cheese. It's lightly sauced. And when I say lightly sauced, I don't mean there's no sauce. You can't taste it. There's definitely sauce there, but it's not like Italian style heavy sauce.
Yeah.
It's just so good. Don't listen to David Portnoy. He hates St. Louis, so he get on his Barstool Ports review. He just destroyed Emo's. He didn't like the crust, and it's a thin crust. It's thin. But man, it's all about the toppings on St. Louis pizza, and then you gotta get toasted ravs. You gotta get the Provo bites, Provel bites. Excuse me. It's just it's
Emo's
a delicacy for me.
Yeah, and I don't think Andy's is a St. Louis thing, but I've only seen it in St. Louis. Andy's frozen custard, that's amazing. Oh, and Tom, oh my gosh, not I need to go back to St. Louis because I
Are you
keep
talking about
forgetting.
the ice cream place?
Yeah,
It's not Tom. It's Tim. Oh my gosh, I was just having a conversation about this yesterday, and I'm having a brain fart.
Ted Drews. Ted Drews.
Ted Drews, yes, it's Ted
I was.
Drews, yes.
I almost said JD Drews too. I was like,
Let's throw back to Cardinals if you're been a
oh,
fan
yeah.
long enough.
Yeah,
Ended up in Atlanta.
Ted Drews. I mean, the
Ted
food
Drews,
there is just
fantastic.
amazing.
The Hill.
Like, oh, the Hill, yeah.
We need to save this for a St. Louis episode.
Yeah, we need.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, yeah, we need to go. I mean, we're in an hour 20 minutes right now. Yeah, so that'll wrap up this episode. Hopefully next week we're more prepared. Friday. I guess we'll see you next on Wednesday.
Wednesday for our Cardinals episode.
Cardinals episode. Not much to talk about there, I guess. No, I'm just kidding.
Ouch, burn. I got some stuff to talk about for Wednesday.
Yeah.
Especially if we don't see something on something different on Tuesday. There's definitely some things I want to talk about for our Cardinals fans. But speaking of all the stuff we just listed off for St. Louis, we should totally do an episode. If anybody wants to chime in or leave us a message, we could do our favorite stadium foods from the different stadiums we've been to. That'd be a fun list to do.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to, shoot us a message or shoot Brandon, our producer, a message about anything you guys would like us to cover on one of our shows, more than welcome to take suggestions and do anything that you guys want to hear.
Yeah, let's give the audience Josh's phone number so that they can blow him up. I'm gonna go take a nap and get drunk. So not in that order. Josh, happy Easter. I hope to see you.
Buddy.
I hope to see you and not see you on Wednesday. Bye, Felicia's.
Adios, amigos.
Hey, everybody. This is Brandon with the Variety Sports Podcast station. I'm here today to talk to you a little about Anchor and what they can do and how you can even start your own podcast yourself using the app or the website. It's super easy. I mean, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it really is the easiest way to make a podcast. You download the app to your phone. Boom. It's right there. Ready to go. You hit record. You can add different things. So, like I said, the best thing about it, it's free. It doesn't cost you a single dime to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. You can actually make money off of it by doing little ads like this. And it'll also distribute your podcast so it can be heard through Spotify, through Apple, through Google Podcasts, wherever podcasts can be listened to. You'll see it, you'll hear it, you'll listen to it. It'll be fantastic for you and for everybody who listens to your podcast. So take it from me, from Brandon at The Variety. Anchor is the way to go.